What I have found when I have gone to all of these different appointments is that they are all alike in the fact that they all have people who love God. And they also are all in the Midwest and have a certain Midwest hardworking mentality where they want to make a difference and want to show the world who God is, and they have such a strong faith. They've been in the midst of life, in births and dying, and ultimately they just want to know that God is there and loves them and how that works in their life. As a person who served in all three conferences, Nebraska, Kansas East, and Kansas West, one of the things that I've noticed is that they are different. The way in which the conferences are run is different. The fact that Nebraska has such a large area makes their conference office run in a unique way. Watching their language, how they do apportionments, what their mission is, what their focus is. Nebraska has a lot more Hispanic ministries. Kansas West has Hispanic ministries in the southern part, not so much in the northern. And then Kansas East is starting in there, but they have a lot more diversity with their cultures. And so, but Kansas East is a lot more mission-minded in outreach for people who are homeless, they have their roundup days, which people from all over the conference come together one weekend. And they gather perishables or non-perishable items for food pantries, for homeless shelters, for people who do outreach in that way. And that's a huge part of their mission. For Kansas West, a huge part of their mission is to focus on the individual churches. The Kansas West Conference office was founded and was very well known across the United States in the United Methodist Conference for the work that they do in the individual church and how the individual church runs the conference. And so it's going to be interesting to see how the differences between all three, language, mission work, how they set up their structures, how they're all three going to come together. Because there's going to be those are some of the biggest differences I have seen. I think my biggest concern is how we're going to meld the processes. In Nebraska, it's mission shares. In Kansas and East, it's mission and ministry, M&Ms. The Board of Ordained Ministry functions very different in all three conferences. The focus on what's most important is different. Requirements are different. I think there's even language differences. And so I think the biggest thing I'm concerned about is how will that work? I know people in conference offices are worried about their jobs. Pastors, when we chose conferences we would be in, we knew we wouldn't be moving from that specific conference. Now that's bigger. There'll be a lot of anxiety over that. So how will that be addressed? How far can we be moved to start off with? How much leeway will pastors have? And for congregations, how does this affect them? Will there be much education? Because on the local church level, the biggest thing I have heard is people don't know what the difference will be. They don't even sometimes know what the conference does or is and how important it is. And so how will we help them to know why there's a raised level of anxiety on all three conferences as we make this change? So those are just a few of my concerns, but I know they'll take time. And that we'll work through them together.